Hello and welcome to yet another tutorial by Davies Media Design. My name is Michael Davies, and in today's tutorial I'll be going over out of gamut colors as well as how to fix them using GIMP. I'll be using GIMP version 2.10.18, which is the latest version of GIMP at the time of this tutorial. But of course, before I get into that, I want to direct you guys over to my website at daviesmediadesign.com. As always, I have tons of GIMP and Inkscape tutorials on here, as well as my GIMP book of layers and GIMP and Inkscape help articles, so definitely check that out. You can enroll in my GIMP 2.10 Masterclass from beginner to pro photo editing on Udemy. You can enroll in any of my Skillshare classes by visiting gimpschool.com. And you can get more with a premium membership to Davies Media Design. Your premium membership includes access to things like my GIMP Help Center app, ebooks like my GIMP Book of Layers, and exclusive content not found on YouTube. You can start your premium membership off with a 7-day free trial, and I'll include a link to this as well as all the relevant links from this tutorial in the description of the video. So what is a color gamut and what does it mean to be out of gamut? Well, when it comes to printing your images, your printer is only going to be able to print so many colors based on the pigments found in the ink. So for example, most printers are going to use cyan, magenta, yellow, and black ink, and the range of colors that your printer can produce will be defined in its color profile. On the other hand, your computer screen can display a much wider range of colors because your computer screen is backlit. So instead of being confined to just the colors found in printer ink, it can rely on a wide range of digital colors. Because of this discrepancy though, when you're viewing an image on your computer, not all of those colors are going to transfer over to that printed material. Those colors are known as out of gamut colors, and GIMP provides a way for you to preview those out of gamut colors before sending them to the printer, and that way you can see what colors are not going to look the same or be able to fix those colors. So I'll start this tutorial off by showing you guys how to turn on what's called a gamut warning or a gamut check. To do that, simply go to Edit, Preferences, and come over here to Color Management. And under soft proofing here, you'll see there is a soft proofing profile we can set up. So I'll change this to a CMYK based color profile. So this is like a coated piece of paper. And then below here we can set rendering intent, so I'll go with the perceptual option for now. You'll also see an option here to turn on black point compensation. So when it comes to black, your printer is going to be able to print with what's called a CMYK black. So this is going to be a lighter black than the black that's going to display on your computer monitor. This just allows you to compensate for that discrepancy a little bit. So it'll make your black slightly lighter. And then under Optimize Soft Proofing 4, I went with Precision/Color Fidelity. And then the last option here is the important option. So this allows you to mark out of gamut colors. Make sure this is checked. And then you can also select the color that's going to be used for marking those out of gamut colors. I like this color here, the default color, because it is a pretty unique color and it's easy to spot. So once you have all your settings set up, you can click OK. You'll then need to close out GIMP and reopen it. That allows all of our changes to take effect. And now I can open up the image I want to use. So I'll go to File, Open Recent. You guys can go to File, Open. And I'm going to use this photo here. So this is asking me to convert this to a color profile. So this is GIMP's native sRGB color profile. I'll hit Convert. So here is our image. So if I wanted to see what colors were out of gamut here, what I can do is come over to View, Color Management, and then select this Proof Colors option. And because of all those options we set up in our preferences, this is based on that coated paper profile. And you can see our out of gamut color here is that pinkish purple color. So all of these colors highlighted here will not properly transfer over to a printed medium. You could just leave these colors the way they are. They just will show up slightly different wherever you print these. It's not going to cause any major problems, but if you want, you can fix the out of gamut colors before you send them off to the printers. That might give you a more accurate depiction of how your colors are going to look before you send them off to the printer. Plus it does allow you a bit more control when it comes to adjusting the colors. So an important thing I want to note is that when it comes to fixing out of gamut colors, the easiest way to do this would be to convert your color profile for your image to the color profile of your printer. But the issue with GIMP is that it does not support converting to CMYK color profiles. So you can soft proof in a CMYK color profile, which is exactly what we're doing right now, but you cannot physically convert the color profile of the image to a CMYK color profile. It only supports RGB profiles. And I'll demonstrate that real quick. So if I go to Image, Color Management, Convert to Color Profile, If GIMP supported CMYK color profiles, which the GIMP team says it will in a later version such as GIMP 3.2, all I would have to do here is change this to convert to, select my color profile and hit convert. Right now we get an error message because GIMP doesn't support anything outside of an RGB color space, but once GIMP integrates CMYK color profiles, this will just convert that over to the color profile we've selected here, and it would fix all of the out of gamut colors. I'll hit cancel, so that's not an option for us right now. Luckily, there is an easy workaround for fixing out of gamut colors. So for starters, I'll come over here to our main image and duplicate this. And I'll come over to this duplicated image and rename this Fixed Out of Gamut and hit the Enter key. So with this layer selected, I'll go to Colors, Levels. As I mentioned earlier, printers cannot print true black, they can only print CMYK black. So the easiest and most effective method for fixing out of gamut colors that I found is to clamp the black point as well as the white point. So this is essentially bringing in both the black and white colors of your image. Printers also usually cannot print pure white either. They're going to use the color of the page, or they're going to try to create a blend of all of the colors in the printer ink. But I'll show you guys what I mean here. So to clamp the black point, all you have to do is drag this output level slider. And you can see that as I drag that in, it is getting rid of pretty much all of our out of gamut colors there. And I want to do this basically as little as possible. So I'll go with about 19. That's going to get rid of pretty much all of my out of gamut colors. And then if I come over here, I can also do the same with the white point because we still have some out of gamut colors here in the flowers. So if I bring this white point in, you'll see that will fix those out of gamut colors. I don't want to bring it in more than I have to. So about right there is going to get rid of all my out of gamut colors. So here's before, here's an after. So our colors have changed. They are pretty much lighter here now. And that's no surprise because our printer cannot print that true black. So it's not going to be able to print a lot of those darker colors. So I'll click OK. So we could just export this image as it is right here and print this off. Or if I wanted to only have changes I made on this layer show up on the areas that are out of gamut, I could add a layer mask and just paint on the out of gamut areas. So to do that, I'll unhide this layer, right click, and go to Add Layer Mask. And I'll go with black full transparency and click Add. So that will totally hide this layer. Now I'll come over here to my paintbrush tool, make sure my foreground color is set to white, and I'll just increase the size of my brush. I have this set to a pretty soft brush here, and actually let me increase this a bit more. So now when I paint on the layer mask with white, only on the out of gamut areas, you'll see that will bring these out of gamut areas back into gamut. All right, so for the most part, we have masked out those out of gamut colors. You can see there's a before, there's after with the mask. And I'll click back on the image layer itself. So clicking off the mask, there were a couple of areas that were still slightly out of gamut, very small pixel areas. If you wanted to correct that, you can come back to colors, levels, and adjust those levels once again until you got rid of those small out of gamut pixels. I'll turn off the gamut warning so we can see what the colors look like here. So I'll go to View, Color Management, turn off the Proof Colors option. So here's what our colors look like, and if I hide this, this was a before, this is the after. So once your photo is set up the way you want it, you can then export this as a JPEG or whatever file type your printer wants the file saved as. So to do that, I'll go to File, Export As, make sure this ends in JPEG, and hit the Export button. Alright, so that's it for this tutorial. Hopefully you liked it. If you did, you could check out my YouTube channel at youtube.com/daviesmediadesign. Don't forget to click the bell icon to be notified each time I have a brand new tutorial. You can also check out the links to my resources in the description of the video. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.